Hey everyone, this is Britton Woolley. I hope all 6 of you watching this video enjoy it. I'd love to see if more than 6 people watch this video. This is another long distance shot test using the Coolpix P900, the Nikon Coolpix P900 camera. In case you aren't familiar with these tests that have been done, we are showing that the supposed curvature of the Earth, or the curve that we are told, does not exist, or if it does, it is much, much greater than the 8-inch per mile squared drop that we have been taught and that NASA uses and the government, everybody uses. So this is a test, a long distance test to show that what we shouldn't be able to see, we still can see. So let's hop right into it. What you're looking at here is the Currituck Beach Lighthouse in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. It's in Corolla. I had an opportunity in June of last year, that would be 2019, to visit on vacation. And since I had my camera at that time, I decided, all right, let's go up this lighthouse and let's see what we can see. And so I had mapped out the distance between this lighthouse and the Bodie Island Lighthouse and determined that, well, I shouldn't be able to see that according to the math. And so I took film of that, and I'm going to go over the information first here, and then after this you'll get to see the video that I took. So let's hop into it. Remove this image. Okay, here we go. So this is the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, which of course you were just looking at. It stands 162 feet tall. This is supposedly at sea level. If you Google it, you'll see that it says it is 162 feet above sea level. The platform itself, where you stand, sits 158 feet above sea level. It tells you this as you walk up the lighthouse as well, little facts and information on the history of the lighthouse. So we have our first lighthouse, we'll say at 158 feet above sea level, plus the distance from the platform to my lens, which I go over in the video, which I think was about 4.5 feet. So we'll get to that. This is the Bodie Island Lighthouse, the other lighthouse that I was aiming to see. It sits 156 feet tall, and if you Google it, it supposedly sits 3 feet above sea level, for a total of 159 feet above sea level. This is the distance between the Currituck Beach Lighthouse and the Bodie Island Lighthouse. It is 41.34 miles. In the video you'll see later, I mentioned that Google says it's about 42 or 43 miles. That is true if you do this distance, but you don't do a measured distance. If you do like the actual driving distance, it's just a little bit further. So today we're going to use the 41.34 mile distance so that we are as precise as we can be. So we're going to use this Earth Curve calculator at GitHub to determine the target distance below the curve versus where we are and the horizon. So this should tell us how far the Bodie Island Lighthouse should be sitting below this curve of the Earth, and then how much distance we would then have space-wise, like between the top of the lighthouse and where our line of sight is. So we should get an idea of how much total there should be that we shouldn't then be able to see this other lighthouse. If you want to double check the math from this website, omnicalculator.com is a fantastic website for that. They give you all of the equations necessary to do it out by hand yourself. I've already done this. I'm not going to show that here because it'll just lengthen this video, but you can absolutely punch in the information here, and it is almost exactly the same as this website. And I say that because there are some discrepancies concerning the radius of the Earth. Some people say it's one number, some people say it's another, but it changes just by a little bit. You know, we're talking like a few feet. And then it also matters whether you're using metric or English as your distances, using those as your mathematics. So it'll change a little bit, but not significantly enough. I mean, we seriously are just talking a few feet. It really doesn't matter. But let's go ahead and punch this in. So again, we're talking a 158-foot platform. If I recall in the video, I said 4.5 feet, so we're going to say 162.5. Let's go ahead and bump it up though and say even 163 feet for the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. And for the Bodie Island Lighthouse, sorry, it's this tab, it's 156 feet plus the 3 feet, 159. So let's go ahead and punch that in. So our eye height is going to be 163 feet. The target distance is 41.34 miles. So if we calculate that, our target hidden height should be 440.6551 feet. Okay? So that means that if we subtract, hang on, 6551, just so we're clear. So if we subtract the 159 feet of the Bodie Island Lighthouse from our target hidden height, that leaves us another 281.6551 feet. That should be that amount of hidden space even between the top of our lighthouse and our line of sight. So this thing should be hidden by a lot, and we shouldn't even be able to see it. And so, okay, so there's our information on that. One other thing I want to point out is that in the video right after this, I start talking about the information on the lighthouse, and actually I'm giving incorrect information on the Bodie Island Lighthouse because I was giving information on the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. I start talking about it being 208 feet tall and trying to give that information, so please just ignore that. And remember that we are talking about this distance, 41.34 miles, with the lighthouse being 156 feet tall, 3 feet above sea level. Even if we did, though, talk about the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, being 208 feet tall, we could punch that in. I'm sorry, we don't need to punch that in. If we're still even 163 feet high at the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, I mean, 440 feet. Even if the lighthouse was 208 feet, which it's not, you're still not going to see it. So anyway, that is the information regarding the distance, the target hidden height, and yeah, you shouldn't be able to see this lighthouse, but as you probably already expect, we will see that lighthouse, and you're going to see it right after this.
All right, here we are. You guys can come around if you want to. You're good. All right, here we are at the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. The platform is 158 feet above sea level. My lens is another 4.5 feet, so we are 162.5 feet above sea level. We are facing the Bodie Island Lighthouse, which according to Google Maps from here is 42/43 miles. I got both of them when I plugged it in. So 42 or 43 miles away from us in the direction that I am facing now. I am able to zoom in on it. I already took some pictures. You can see it. It's a little blurry, but you can see the lighthouse. We're going to zoom on it here with video, showing that if I pull out my phone, I'll show the math. It should be more than 100 feet below the curve. If I recall correctly, it should be about 180 feet below the curve. I'm going to do the math later here. But we can zoom in, and there it is. It's a little blurry, but there it is. That's the lighthouse. You can see the color pattern of the white, black, white, black. I don't know if I can focus on it real well with the little bit of haze. It's definitely cloudy over that direction, but there it is, clear as day. Standing 210 feet above sea level, the lighthouse is 193 feet tall, 17 feet above sea level, being 210 feet total above sea level. You can even see the light as it circles and flashes there as it circles around. We are 42, 43 miles out. If I pull out my phone here real quick while this is recording, you can still see this. We're going to do the math. Again, I've done it before, but here we go. So, you got that, babe? Okay, I'm just kind of up there. Still on screen. Okay, here we go. I said we are 162.5 feet. 162.5, it was on meters, feet above sea level, with a target distance, we'll say 42 miles. Meaning the target hidden height on this, did I do that right? Meaning the target, well, I must have done my math wrong somewhere along the way here. The target hidden height should be 125.6 feet according to the GitHub calculator here. Oh, but that says 28 miles. Hang on, there's a problem here. It's not calculating it right. There we go. Now, let's redo this whole thing. It's being funky. It looks right here. That's not right. Calculate that. You know, we'll say 163 feet because I think my 0.5 is screwing with it. 163 feet, boom, at 42 miles, being, there we go, a target hidden height of 463.573 feet. 463 feet, you should not be able to see this lighthouse. It should be 200 some feet below the curve, but we can see it right here. As many others besides myself have pointed out, that there is no mathematical curve on a plane. And that's that. Hopefully you catch all that. It was a little confusing toward the end, and it's pretty windy up here. Alright, cool.